Hello and welcome to your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 29th of April, 2015. The moon today is in the nakshatra or lunar mansion of Uttara Phalguni. When our passion or our desire or our heart, I should say, is really behind something, well, we can really work wonders, can't we? But sometimes the mind is confused. Sometimes the mind is also a bit deluded or in a fog or can't see things clearly. And when that happens, well, it's really hard to be able to put your full weight behind something. It's not that you can't achieve really wonderful results anyway, but it's just that the results are somewhat lessened by the lack of awareness which the mind is experiencing. We're going to talk today a little bit about how Uttara Phalguni and the energy of the day is somewhat related to that. Purva Phalguni and Uttara Phalguni kind of function as one entity. I like to refer them as being connected to the sacred contract. What do I mean by the sacred contract? Well, it's the agreement that we make with the universe, God, spirit, whatever it is that you want to call it, before we come into being, in order to achieve a specific purpose, to realize our destiny, to fulfill our dharma. Right? In order for that to happen, the soul has to be fully connected to spirit in order to do that in the most aware manner, I should say. Basically, over the course of several lifetimes, we all get chance after chance after chance. But in order to do it effectively, the soul and spirit need to be very deeply aligned. In order for the soul to be aligned with spirit, well, the heart and mind have to be aligned with the soul. And when the heart is aligned with the soul, but the mind isn't, well, you can see where I'm going with this. It's difficult to be as effective as one might like to be. And that's what the energy today is speaking of. Uttara Phalguni is considered a Kshatriya nakshatra, which means a warrior nakshatra. When there is a cause, the energy of Uttara Phalguni will really put its full weight behind the circumstance in order to achieve the results that it needs to achieve. It's a warrior nakshatra, so it's really going to try its best to be very effective. But you need to be confident in order to be fully effective. And having come through a recent transition, well, it's hard to have your full wits at your disposal. You might be thinking about what just happened rather than where you are now or what steps need to be taken next. So today suggests that there's a process of alignment of the head with the heart. And in order for that process to take place, the mind needs to go through the process of looking at several different ideas and really sensing how it feels about each of those ideas so that those ideas can not just be ideas, but ideals. But the ideal is what the Uttara Phalguni person likes to put their energy behind. And as the moon is in Uttara Phalguni today, well, that's what we need to do. So that idea, in order for it to become an ideal, needs to have the heart and the mind behind it. And that is possible today, but it's going to take some work. The lunar tithi today, or the lunar day, is Shukla Ekadashi. Shukla Ekadashi is connected with Rudra. Similar to Shiva, Rudra is the god of storms, so a very passionate energy which wants to really put its full weight behind a cause. It's also very warrior type energy, and it does its duty with a state of bliss, from a state of bliss. And that energy of bliss, and what is bliss? Well, bliss is being very passionate about one's feelings, being fully behind something, right? The solar lunar yoga today is Vyagata. Again, very passionate energy that's really willing to work and fight for what it believes in. So that's what the energy is suggesting today. You can really work wonders today, but you need to go through a process first. This has just been a general look at the day's energy through looking at the moon and several other planets in relation to it. As you can respect, basically each of us has all the planets in our chart in a completely different place, unless we were born in the same place at the same time. And even then, there are some differences. So basically, each person will have a different experience about how the day's energy will impact their life personally. It could take place in the area of relationships for you, area of finances, any different number of places. In order to really get an idea of that, one needs to look at the transits in relation to one's birth chart and look at what's going on in relation to where the planets are at the time a person was born. I offer a vast range of astrological services, which are available through my website, which allow just that very thing to happen. There are person-to-person consultations which are conducted using this same tool that I'm talking to you through right now, and it allows us to interact as we talk about your astrology. In addition, there are personalized video reports recorded more like a monologue, and there are also written reports for those who tend to get more out of the written word than the spoken word. All available through the astrological services link, which you may see in this video unless you've closed it down already. And if you have, don't worry, there's a link further down on the page in the description area. You can click on that and get to my astrological services page as well. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube video page yet, you might consider doing so that you can receive regular updates each time a new video is released. That's going to do it for today's Vedic Lunar Scope for the 29th of April. Until next time, my friends, I do hope that you'll take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.